Hello, good day everybody. I'm so excited to share with you today what I've done in Sketchbook Revival. I have never, well, okay, I'll take that back. I have signed up for art workshops in the past, but I never actually followed through and did them. So today I'm just really excited that I signed up, participated, and actually finished a free workshop. What's really cool is today is the 14th of April. You can still sign up for Sketchbook Revival. I'll try to put the link down below. And they're having it open until the 30th of this month. And if you start today or as soon as you can probably work through all of the classes if you want. There's some really helpful classes in there that I really suggest, especially to just like open your mind and get started on just putting something in your sketchbook or journal or whatever. There's all kinds of different mixed media stuff and things I never really did before. I skipped a couple classes of skills that I already have because I wanted enough time to work on all the classes. We only just learned yesterday that they are extending until the 30th, and I really recommend you signing up. So anyway, I was gonna go through and do a a whole flip through of all the art that I did during Sketchbook Revival, and I'm really excited to show you. So, okay, let's do it. First of all, I apologize for the air conditioning noise. It's hot here in the tropics. But, okay, let's start. I decided to work in my One Canoe 2 dot grid journal because I had it and I didn't know what else to do with it, and I wanted to test out the paper to see if I liked the quality, which overall, not really for the work that I do I like it. Probably be good for, regular pen and light work, not really watercolor or, liquid heavy mediums, maybe just pens and markers and stuff like that. In any case, I had to buy the journal upon looking on it because obviously. So, oh, by the way, I will link my Amazon store below, which will have all the products that I have purchased on Amazon, that I could find on Amazon that I purchased off, what I mean. It'll be down in the description below. So let's get started. So usually to start a notebook, I have to flip in a few pages or else I feel like I'm like ruining it. So here we go. Sketchbook Revival 2022. This was my first time joining in on this. It was the 5th year they have been doing Sketchbook Revival. A gal named Karen Abend, she put together this giant 15-day workshop full of free lessons, and it's just super cool. So first lesson from Courtney Cerruti, and I apologize if I kill names, okay, just bear with me. Okay, so I'm sitting down now. This was really great. We did color mixing blobs and then doodled on top. This was a great way to just start putting something in your notebook. If you pause, you could probably read what I wrote, and I'm not going to really hold anything back. I'm not gonna cover anything up. I feel like the things that I've said or the notes that I've taken are my opinion, obviously, and just my experience. So if you are watching this and you experience something else or you didn't notice something, don't take it to heart. Or if, oops, sorry, totally bumped the camera. Don't take it to heart, and don't take it personal or anything. This is just my opinion and my experience. So this was really fun. So basically we did color splotches, doodled on top. I found that I picked kind of 2 dark colors too dark of colors for the doodle to really show up. I should have maybe doodled in white. Next, she showed us some more warm-ups, was just making a color palette. In this one, I had a lot of fun because I just got some neon colors from Koi, and I wanted to mix them together and see, or mix them with other things and see what happened. And then we did blind contour drawings, and that was, I forgot how much fun blind contour is. It's just really fun because it always looks silly, but it always makes me smile afterward. And so we did the blind contour, then I added color that was like inspired from the objects that I drew. The next one was, it was like called Zoom portrait. So basically, you know how over the last few years we have been on Zoom calls all the time doing whatever, and sometimes people are talking and droning on, and this gives you opportunity to draw people, and so that gives you practice. It was really fun. We did a cool background first, and then we added our drawings, and then we put color on top of it. If you follow me on Instagram, which is at the Dre Journal, I talk a lot. I've been sharing stuff every day about my art and also my life here now in the Caribbean. So this is not part of the class, but something that I like to do after I have put, colors on a palette is to kind of just play around with them sometimes when I feel like being creative, but I don't know what I want to do. This is something I'll play with. And then I found out when I kind of spreaded the colors here, I loved how the pink and the yellow merged, and so I used that as inspiration to just play around a little bit more. And here's what I don't like about the One Canoe 2 paper is that it pills up like really easily, creating these sort of like dark spots, even though I didn't like work the paper a lot. Hold on, I gotta turn on my AC more. No. Dying, sweating, because I'm talking. Let me tell you, the humid heat is a lot different than dry heat. They are not kidding about that. So another one, well, I don't know really how, day 2, video 1 was by Miriam Schulman. I had some negative thoughts about some things that she said during this class. If you pause, you can read it, but it's not necessary. I did like the actual class. So basically we took 2 colors and made a little inspiring message. I thought that was really fun. I did have to add a 3rd color, which is the purple, because I really like contrast, so I feel like there needs to be like a white and a dark in my work, or else it doesn't feel quite done. So basically I had these shells, because I live on an island, so I've been collecting shells, and so I had them in front of me, and I drew them, and kind of just created this little blah thing. Then I played around with the colors on my palette again. I really liked how the reddish pink and the purple bled together, and it just made me like happy, so I continued to play with it. I like doing that. Next, we did day 2, video 2 with Lucia Layfield. She is the Wild Ink. She does Wild Ink. She has classes and everything, and I was really excited to take something from her. I didn't think we'd do something like this with her. I thought we'd do something else because I've been wanting to take classes, but I'm kind of cheap, even though I'm 100% sure they're worth it. In any case, basically what we did is we decided on an object, and we tried to draw it from memory. And I started with a shell, sea urchin shell, and I decided that was a little bit too easy. Not enough detail for it to for me to get what I thought I would, for me to get the experience that I wanted from this class. So I decided on my plant, which is now dead. Yep, I killed it. And anyway, so first we got our object, and we didn't look at it for and we had 30 seconds to draw it without looking. And then we looked, And then we had another time where we didn't look and tried to remember the details. Again, then we looked with longer time, and then we didn't look. And I really actually liked it overall, and I really like things that turned out from this class. I ended up doing it again. I thought it would be fun to create sort of like a cartoon like hermit crab, because I see them all the time here. And so not looking, you know, increasing the time, not looking, and I didn't really like what came out of it. It was kind of fun, but not exactly what I was hoping. So I haven't gone back to that yet, but I'd like to develop a little cartoon guy. Again, cleaning out my palette, seeing what colors look like together. It's really fun. I like doing that. Oh, this was one of my favorites. So this was day 3, video 1 with Joy King. Basically, she had an inspiration photo, and we looked at that. We took a portion of that photo a couple times and did some sketches, you know, thumbnail sketches. Then we did like a thumbnail painting, decided on our color palette, and oh my gosh, is this not the most gorgeous palette you have ever seen in your life? Like, this is, I love it. I want to do everything in that palette. But I had a lot of fun because loose is not my style, as you've probably seen in my work before. I'm just not loose. I like details, and it's very easy for me to get caught up in the details. And anyway, this was fun, sort of release, and I really liked the little added like scribbles that we did, and it was really cool because everyone picked a different portion of this photo that she had, and then you kind of, anyway, it was really fun. I really liked that course. And then because I was in love with these colors, I tried again with my notes, and I just had a lot of fun just kind of scribbling and working quickly, which, because it's not something that I do. Then day 3, video 2 with Tamara Laporte. Sorry if I said that wrong. She does very whimsical stuff. She does a lot of portraits from her imagination. And so basically we were working with 2 colors. Again, I added in a 3rd color because I need that dark, or else it just doesn't feel right to me. I did a pink and a orange, and it didn't turn out how I really wanted it to, but I really like how I did the nose, which is similar to her style, which is not just her style. I've seen that style of nose done, you know, a lot in the art space and even in the makeup space. But I kind of developed these little scribbles because she does these hearts on a stick, and I took that and did my own thing with it, and now I'm like obsessed with that little motion. I like adding that stuff in now and into like more abstract stuff, and it was kind of like a little bit of a like revelation for me, because it's like I can do that, you know. Sometimes you just have to give yourself permission, and sometimes you got to do something else in order for that to happen. Again, playing with the palette colors, continuing playing. My notes on the class. I'd like to try it again. Okay, this one, it's a little bit sticky. This one was kind of hard for me. With Kaylee Gray, we did just this like multimedia collage with paint. I think she used acrylic, and I just didn't have it. So I used kind of watercolor thickly from a tube, and so like it's sticky because it was cheap watercolors. And also I was experimenting with painting down with glue some brain fart paper towel with marks on it. I add that element into some other things. So that was fun, but I didn't really like what came out of me. That happens sometimes. So I skipped a video, which, it was so good. I'm sorry, I don't remember who did it, but I think the next video was drawing a person and a dog, and the way that she did it was exactly how I draw things sometimes, and I was like, oh, this is excellent. So you gotta watch that one. Then with Tiffany Sharp, I think she does fodder school or is a part of fodder school. Anyway, she showed us to do some mushy paintings, mushroom mushy paintings, and add them into our collage work. And I had a lot of fun. She did her mushy paintings on watercolor paper, and I decided to do it on my dictionary paper, and I really love how it turned out. Even though my mushies are slightly more realistic than what other people did, this is more my style, and I really liked it. I used elements from a Reader's Digest book, and which I really liked. If you go to the thrift store, you find all kinds of Reader's Digest books. People never buy them. So I decided I was going to buy some and use it as collage fodder, because if you go through the images and everything, they're kind of in a similar color scheme, so they work together as in your collage. This is, it looks like watercolor, but it is actually the refuse from me wiping off my paintbrushes on a paper towel, and this is something that I really liked, and so I am now gonna be trying to incorporate that into my world a little bit more. And of course my new little heart scribbles. So day 6, video 1 with Charlie O'Shields. He does doodle wash. This isn't really my thing, I found out. It was kind of fun because I like mixing colors, but I don't like taking the time to be like, oh, that looks like something. So as you see, I just couldn't come up with something here. Even though I asked, oh, what did you guys come up with? Like, I didn't see those things in these blobs. And so it was just really kind of hard because it stretched me a little bit too far. But in any case, it wasn't one of my favorites, but if you like that kind of stuff, definitely try it out. So, Rakfet Hadar, I don't know if I said her name right, I am so sorry, but we did sort of a meditation collage with our inner child. So basically we kind of tried to look within. We created a little inner child thing and picked some collage bits and did multimedia, and this is kind of what turned out for me. A lot of people loved it and I don't. It's a bit messy for me, but people said it looked happy and everything, which I thought was kind of interesting because, like, when I was finished with this, I was mad, and I can't really explain why. Maybe it's my childhood stuff, bubbling up, but I don't really like it, but I don't really hate it. But it was interesting to do, even though the result was me feeling kind of like angry. A lot of people loved this. I didn't hate it. I think I'd like to try again. Well, I was going to write some reflectings on it, but I probably won't. So then, with Karen Stamper, we did a street collage. And this was super duper out of my comfort zone. Super duper. But it was fun too. I don't know, basically you took collage pieces, random bits of paper from magazines or whatever you have. I also added in some urban sketchings I did in, I think, Venice? Austria? Is Venice in Austria? Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've been in Europe. Okay, don't judge me if I'm wrong, but Vienna, that's it. So I did these in Vienna, and I was like, oh, well, it's just on a random scrap of paper. I'm not like particularly attached to it, so I decided to add these in. And this was from a macaroni and cheese packet thing. And these bits were, I often use another notebook of just plain paper, and I will test out colors on it. And so I had a green one and one with some brown, so I decided to add in a tree. That's kind of like one of my favorite parts of this. And then also how I did the lamps. That just like made me happy inside. So this was really fun. A lot of people loved it. It kind of stretched me past what I'm comfortable with, but it was really interesting trying it. more of my doodles, reflecting. Oh, day 7 video 2 with Renee Mueller. Oh my gosh, this was one of my favorites. So basically she did it with acrylic. I don't have acrylic, so I did it with watercolor. And at first I was like, gosh, this is boring, you know, because it was just, we were just kind of like doing an abstract painting of a pond scene that she had. And at first I was like, oh gosh, this is so lame, you know. And then once we started adding in more abstract doodles, like I added in these black thick leaves, some sketchy leaves, and then white with my hearts and, you know, randoms. And then I loved it. So this made me love this one. Just like, it was kind of like a revelation where I was like so excited because, I don't know, I just really, like, I would frame this, I think. I really like it. I would frame it. I could frame it. I could cut this out. That would be awesome. Where would you put it? Would you put it like in the bathroom? Because it's water? I don't know. Where would you put it? Let me know. So then with LaQuisha, sorry. She did some 5-point journaling. This wasn't really for me, but I tried to take it in stride. I'm not really spiritual, or I'm not religious, and so she had a lot of spiritual stuff in there, so I tried to make it for me, and it's just not for me, and that's okay. But I had a fine time. This is my favorite quote from Bob Ross, and basically he doesn't really believe in talent, because talent is just a pursued interest. Anything you're willing to practice, you can do. So basically, you know, when people say you're so talented, it's really a skill that you built over time because you practice on it. And so when you're complimenting people, say, you know, you did great, instead of you're so talented, because it sounds sort of like magical, you know, talent does. But really, I practiced it, and it took a long time to get where I am. And so when you compliment people, say you did a great job, you know, instead of, anyway, I won't go too deep in that. So next we did something with Rachel Hazel, and she's a bookbinder. I think she is a traveling bookbinder. Anyway, we learned how to make a little pocket, and we did like a mini book, which I took out and used elsewhere because it was like too thick in my journal. This was really kind of fun. I like how we did words as sort of a background pattern. That was new for me. This is just a paper doily that I painted black and glued on. I don't really have a lot to say about it, but it was kind of fun. Day 9 video 1 with Estee McLeod. Oh my goodness, this was so much fun. Basically, we numbered, so I started here, 1 through 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and like the actual numbers. So 1, 2, this is upside down 3, 4, 5. This is upside down 6. This is 7. This is a sideways 8. And this is upside down 9. So basically, okay, so we wrote the numbers in the boxes, and then we drew cats. And some people drew dogs or whatever animal that they felt comfortable doing. I like cats, so I just stuck with it. I followed some, like this one is very close to hers. And then I went off and kind of did my own thing. And then I did some more of my own here. I think this was a 3? I don't remember. Anyway, it was some number upside down. This was another 5 upside down. And this was another 5. But I had a lot of fun. This really kind of brought your imagination out, trying to give these cats sort of like expressions. I didn't like it once I added color, really. Like I'm mad that I colored this guy, but anyway, it was really fun. I enjoyed it. This would be good, like if you want to do an art thing but you don't know what. Then this one, I probably should have skipped this because it's something I already knew how to do, so I could give more time to other things, but I did it anyway. It was with Barbara Bauman, and basically we sketched out this ballet dancer, and she goes over how she does it in sort of a quick method, and so it was fun. Day 10, video 1. With Faith Evans Sills, basically we took an inspired image, and mine was an actual picture that I took of an spotted eagle ray with a sergeant major, or with some sergeant majors, and so we used the colors and patterns from the photo, you know, as inspiration for this, and that was pretty fun. It was really hard for me. I don't think I really picked a great picture to be inspired by patterns, but I made it work. My favorite is this one and this. Then with Karen Abend, we did a multimedia collage, mixed media collage. First we did some painting. We try not to paint everything right in. And we did some stamps with her, and I made my own. Oh gosh, I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. So basically she showed how to make some stamps out of some styrofoam packaging, where you could write in it, right on the styrofoam, it would indent it, right? So I didn't really have any of that, but I had some plastic stuff that I stuck to this block, and I used that as a stamp, boop boop, and then I used some bubble wrap as this stamp, and I thought that was really fun, and so now I like to use this on other things. Yeah, that was fun. I liked that. Overall, this was fun. You know, I see sea turtles. I swim with sea turtles now when I go swimming, often actually. I used a pen cap for this, one of my brush pen caps for these stamps here, and that was really fun. Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot to say about it. Oh, we took a old debit or credit or whatever plastic card, and we put paint on it, and we spread it on there. It was a good time. I enjoyed it a lot. And then I just made a simple collage, and I just like how it turned out. Day 11, video 1 with Terry Renyon. She draws a lot of cats, and she has a cat. She's a cat lady. And anyway, we did birds from blobs. I called them blurbs, and I had a lot of fun with it. I really like what other people did. Basically, we just did a blob of color. We added, you know, head and tails, and then you could doodle over it and come up with a bird. And you can kind of do similar stuff with cats. And I really like her style of cats, because they just, I don't know, does that not make you laugh? It makes me laugh. I had fun with it. I'd like to draw more cats, I think. Oh, this one sticks together. So with Mo, that was it. Mo Saha, we did a multimedia collage again. It's sticking together. Basically, what did she do? Oh, this was the Matisse inspired collage. I had a hard time with it. I really didn't like the organic shape cutting because it hurt my hands to cut shapes like that. I have sensitive hands, weenie hands, if you will. But I did again with my watercolor paper towel Refuse. I glued that on. Should have added more water because it's really sticky. Not like, it's just sticky, not tacky, but not actual glue sticky. Anyway, I did that with all of that. I added some of my stamp and some of my doodles, and it just felt right. It was kind of fun. Next, we did day 12, video 1 with Chris Keys. This one, the audio was off on it, so I had a difficult time hearing because I have a processing disorder and I could not get Google Captions to work on my iPad. I don't know, because I watched it on my iPad and not my computer. So I really wish there was captions on this entire thing. In any case, we did some loose watercolor wildflower drawings, and that was, I don't know, neither here nor there. It was okay. This one was really interesting with day 12, video 2 with Ida Anderson Lang. She has a really interesting process of kind of like getting a lot of pencil down, like smoothing it out, and then like erasing parts to bring out a person or the image that she wants. And this is kind of what came to me with inspiration to her. I was thinking fairy like she was too, and I thought that was kind of funny because before she said it, that's what I was thinking. And so this is my fairy princess or whatever. And but I doubt I'll try that again. It's a little messy for me. I don't really work with pencil that much, but it was fun. Next, we did Zentangles, and I was really annoyed because I have always thought Zentangles were kind of silly, but you know, to be honest, like a couple days later, I was like, I want to do more, so I left this page blank, but I didn't end up doing more. But I kind of felt that, like, I don't know, it feels like the Zentangle people like commercialized doodling. I don't know. So anyway, I just had some negative feelings. It was no big deal, but I still kind of like what turned out, and it was fun to follow along. And I was surprised that I had the hankering to like do it again. Next, day 13, video 2 with Shubhashri. She said you could call her Shub. Yeah. We did some doodle journaling, and she did a lot of based on gratitude for your body. This one with what hats do I wear? She actually drew hats that reminded her, but I like started mine before I was paying attention, and so I did, you know, icons or whatever. And this was really funny because you were to draw a door in your house that you see all the time, and this is I have 4 doors like this, and it was so funny to after I drew it from my brain to go look at it, and actually there's 5 panels. There's, you know, the door hangers are different, and anyway, it was really funny to go look. Now, I finally went on to day 14 yesterday after I got my gouache in the mail, and I did a unboxing of my gouache as my last video, and you should check it out. I bought some cheap gouache from Amazon, and yeah, so I struggled with this so hard because, as you know, I do a lot of watercolor, and I'm just laughing because, like, I was so angry when I was doing this because it just wasn't turning out how I wanted it in my mind. And gouache is an opaque watercolor. It is as thick like acrylic paints, but you can water it down a little bit to make it a little thinner, but you don't want to water it down too much to lose the opacity. And anyway, I struggled with it because when it was on my brush, it was really glumpy, and I felt like I had no control. And anyway, if you read this, I was kind of like angry. And yeah, so then last night I stayed up really late and I tried again, and I really like what I did. I thinned it out more to more of a melted ice cream consistency, and I had a lot more luck with that and just adding more layers rather than getting one layer down. And then like I felt like this was nice. I added little details on each flower, so I'm really actually kind of proud of this for my second time using gouache. And finally, the last video was a closing session with Karen Abend, and you were supposed to celebrate your accomplishment. And basically, you know, me full of surprise, kind of frozen. That's how I felt. And then I was like, yes, this is awesome. You know, I'm proud of myself because, like I said, I've signed up for a lot of free things in my life, and I never actually pursued them. So I never took the free class, or I thought about it, and anyway, I never followed through. But my biggest, you know, proud point accomplishment is actually doing something I signed up for. And it helps that I had some friends and some art groups and stuff who were also doing it, so it was kind of like a really supportive. And there's a Facebook group called Sketchbook Revival, and that's really great too. I recommend going there. They're very, very supportive. But you know, this whole thing, I did things I never did in art before. It opened my mind to new ways of expressing myself, and it reminded me that my sketchbooks can be messy. If you have been around a while, you'll know that I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and I'm kind of hard on myself. And I also just like things clean and neat and tidy. But your sketchbook doesn't have to be that way. And it also reminded me that not everything that I share online has to be the most perfect work I've ever done, because I find that when you share your imperfect works, people also relate to it and they feel less intimidated. And it made me want to create. It was so nice having a purpose. You know, for those 15 days, I had a purpose to watch these videos, to learn something new. I love learning. And then it did revive me in a way that made me think about what more I could do in a notebook. And it also made me more open to paying for and trying different workshops and classes. I've always had an issue to where I'm like, I could do that on my own. I don't need to learn that from anybody. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know. I'm kind of stubborn. So anyway, that was my whole thing. And that was all of it. So if you are on the fence about doing Sketchbook Revival, you should definitely sign up. Again, the link is in the description below. If you don't see it, nudge me, yell at me, something, message me on Instagram or whatever, and I'll put it up. But it was really awesome. It was really I'm saying a lot. It was just wholesome, you know. It was pretty great. So yeah, so that's it. And I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you guys next time. I'm working on my what is this called? A swatch cards video, and a video on how I made these. So if you watch ahead for that, don't forget to follow, like, share, whatever. Do something cool, and let me know you stopped by. Say hi in the comments. Look how much of my notebook I used. How exciting is that? That's probably really the most exciting thing, because if you know me at all, I have a lot of notebooks. Okay, bye.